In a video recently revealed by Kriparian together with Dom, it was announced that bodies are leaving Battlegrounds. Let's talk about it.
Now, what about the buddies?
Buddies are rotating out to make room for Naga. That will be a big shakeup in itself, but it also gives us space to do more powerful things and have less complication going on overall.
So, bodies are leaving Battlegrounds in the next big patch, Rise of the Naga. Together with Naga being released, they're gonna take bodies out. And why is that? It was just 4 months after the bodies were first released. Did players not like them? Did it stop Blizzard from designing future things? Well, Dom said that the main reason is that it stops them or it hurts them when designing powerful things like bodies or prizes in the future. So if they want stuff like that in the future, it's harder to create that with bodies in the game. My question then becomes, why don't they just keep bodies until they release that specific big thing in the future? They could have kept bodies a little bit more. And my reasoning is that the bodies were not all over the board well received. First of all, I think the majority of pro players did not like bodies. I was one of the ones that liked bodies. And the casual player base, from what I could tell, was about 50-50. A lot of people liked them, but very few loved them, and a lot of people hated them. So I think Blizzard considered it a better move to just remove the bodies. Maybe they'll come back in a rotation like prizes did. Maybe not. We'll see. It all depends on like how the game is going to be perceived once the bodies rotate. They probably rotated bodies now with the milestone of a new type being added to the game, because the change is not going to be felt as much since we are preoccupied with like figuring out new combos and strategies with Naga being implemented in the game of Battlegrounds. Personally, I think bodies made a lot of the heroes have a purpose. A lot of the heroes were really trash, and by getting an interesting body, you'd be told, hey, you should play the game like this on this hero, and if you do, you're gonna get rewarded. I kind of like that, but once you do it the second time, the third time, the 10th time, the 20th time, it gets repetitive. The best heroes in the game were the ones that could repeat consistently the same strategy, and literally you would have games playing out the exact same way. Look at Flurgal, look at Tarana. Those heroes just play the exact same game, and it gets a little bit boring, it gets repetitive. But for a new player, it's weird because that repetition is good since you can have something solid to go for. But at the same time, as a really new player, you're like, what is that meter? How is it loading? It wasn't well explained exactly how to gather momentum on the body meter. So you would have to like still be an experienced player to enjoy the body meter and to learn how to play around it accordingly. But at the same time, if you were a very experienced player playing 8 hours per day, you were not getting rewarded unless you get one of those repetitive heroes. So I would say the body metagame had a little bit less skill involvement than a non-body metagame where you have to improvise a little bit more and be more creative. It's weird to say it, but even as a body enjoyer, I'm okay with bodies going out. I think it's time for them to go. And again, if we're gonna miss them, if we're gonna really feel the game sucks without bodies, I'm sure Blizzard is gonna bring them back for something like a rotation. Maybe bodies a third of the games, or a fourth, prize is a fourth, and then half the game's normal. I don't think Diablo should make a comeback because people really hated Diablo. In the future, we're gonna have stuff like bodies, maybe something even better, maybe something more exciting. Without bodies in the game, we're gonna play a sort of vanilla Battlegrounds as we wanted. Now, we also heard that Amalgadon is gonna be taken out. Amalgam is gonna get reintroduced. A lot of spicy things are happening, and I don't think we're gonna have to focus on the body system. And I'm confident Blizzard is working on a nice system to have in the future. My one worry, my biggest worry, is that a lot more heroes are going to be unplayable now without bodies being in the game. And I don't think armor is enough to make them good. I don't think you can just slap 10 armor on every single hero and bam, it's playable. Maybe it works for Arana, maybe it works for a couple of other heroes, but at the end of the day, I think the next thing that Blizzard should be working on, if they aren't already, is a massive buff patch where they buff like 20 heroes. I could go over a list of heroes that are going to be unplayable, and this video is going to hit 20 minutes long. I don't want to be a doomsayer and just complain. I'm just trying to like make a prediction, an educated guess, knowing what the game is like right now and how the game will be. I think we're going to really enjoy the new patch, but shortly after we're going to complain about the number of unplayable heroes because we are used to the body metagame giving us a good amount of heroes that can play towards their body and then doing something. At the same time, some heroes were directly unplayable because their bodies were bad, like Edwin, for example, and those heroes might see a comeback. Either way, I think it's a good change, and as long as Blizzard has a buff patch planned for the heroes, and I really hope they do, things will be fine. Armor is a great system for edge situations where hero power is too good at 3 gold and too bad at 2 gold, or the other way around, sorry, as it was for release, but I don't think it's the best solution long term. So they need to do a patch to buff heroes like Drektar and stuff like that. Anyways, I'm super excited for the patch. Rise of the Naga is coming out on 10th of May. I'll be playing it a lot. I'll make tier lists. I'll try to be also more active with the YouTube content. I'm just, most of the days, just streaming and playing a lot on my Twitch at Rdu Live, if you don't know that already. And I don't really have time to make this special YouTube content, and it's just mostly gameplay. But I will try my best to make some interesting videos once the patch comes out, where I talk about the metagame, what is good, what is not good, what are the changes, how you should adapt your playstyle, and stuff like that. First of all, let me know down in the description, or in the comments, sorry, long day. Let me know down in the comments what you think about bodies going out. Did you like bodies? Did you not like bodies? I want to gather more feedback on that. And second of all, are you excited? Let me know. See you in Battlegrounds.